Welcome to another episode of Malt Magical More, where on Monday stream, more main characters died than an episode of Game of Thrones. Fuck knows what we're going to talk about. Roll tiles. And because they're method actors, they're dead in real life.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's just me and Matt now forever.
This is it. This is now Malt Magic for forevermore until I recruit more players.
Like we can easily replace them, to be fair.
Yeah, it's fine. So there.
I probably should have said, spoiler alert, we give away the ending of that episode. But yeah.
Okay, so right, I'm going to say this now. If you've not watched episode 48 and you're watching episode 48.5, Malt Magic and More, what are you doing? Go and watch the episode.
Go watch it, then come back.
Here,
just come back.
Don't watch any more. Go watch the episode, then come back to here, and then we'll discuss.
You're shitter at maths than we are if you're watching episode 48.5 first.
So next week we have...
And we are terrible.
We have Kirik and Dagon's Excellent Adventures, yeah?
Pretty much. Absolutely.
Actually, you know, this has worked out brilliantly because I'm actually not here next week for next week's live stream.
You are not.
And so was that all part of the plan for them to die?
I will be absolutely honest and say no.
Also,
so I've got some work to do.
Yeah, because I don't think that the Dark Eladrin was meant to die then.
If I did not want him to die, I could have got him out of there. However, I will say the wish spell both fucked you guys over and saved your asses all at the same time.
Do you know what? That's why I'm so glad, Danny, you went ahead with it the way you did, because, you know, we were fucked anyway. And actually, it was fucking brilliant. I actually thought, yeah, bob on.
Because I was tempted. I was reading the wish spell thinking I could do that thing where I choose up to 20 creatures to get all the hit points back and just give you all your hit points back. But then I've not achieved the aim of stopping the Eladrin, especially when he got the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And then
absolutely,
I was thinking... then I was just looking through all the list of 8th level spells, and I could do Power Word Stun. But then I was like, but that Ander doesn't know that's a spell. He doesn't know that exists. So he can't use it. So I went with the anti-magic field, and I'm glad I chose a 100-foot radius instead of a 60-foot radius.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I got about 45 natural 20s there.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, after the fair, you just started rolling, like, insanely well.
Yeah, that was it. Ander had been taken out for the whole fight. Ander was back.
With a vengeance.
I actually made that, the radius on that, basically just cover the whole temple as well. I basically said, okay, you've replicated what was done before.
Yeah.
Because that's what you've seen.
That's what I tried to do. That was the plan. Because what we forgot is, okay, yeah, my friends are dead, so I'm not going to be thinking about anything else. The sword is still inside there. We've left the sword, but now it's in the magical dome. It's as if we've never been there, and it's still where it was.
Yeah.
So I don't want to remove it from there, because the last time we, took a sword back to the Malt Masters, it did not end very well.
Just floats along the river.
Also, Matt, I know obviously there's a number of many a connotation in all of this, and it all sort of spans from myth and rule. But having started reading some of the books again, especially from the Sabriel and Abhorsen series, I loved that description of that. I was right there with you.
Just been reading that again. I was like, I love that idea of death. So
I love it.
If you're watching, I'm sorry, but I have nicked that.
Absolutely.
He's not famous enough to get sued, so that's fine.
It's fine. I'm just tailoring it as we go along. But,
why didn't the anti-magic dome stopped that summoned creature? Why did he stay around?
Because you can summon a creature. That means
It
it's there.
stays. Yeah.
Oh. Because I suppose I didn't want it to be anti-magic field, but I think in the anti-magic field spell, it gets rid of summoned creatures. But obviously I didn't do that spell. I did.
It's not a summoned creature.
Okay.
Might have been teleported here or something.
It was
touche.
indeed.
Yeah.
Plane shifted. Yeah.
He was fucking... I mean, the Eladrin...
So I'd just like to point out that you guys have taken out a CR16
Ooh.
and a level 18 Warlock Rogue.
Oh,
Warlock Rogue.
we were right.
We called it.
The
Yeah.
assassinate
we called it halfway through the
feature.
episode.
I'm so
Yeah,
interested about
it's
this assassinate feature.
Yeah, so the assassinate bit is a feat, which made absolute sense
Yeah.
based on Anders' backstory,
Yeah.
called Trained Assassin.
Wow.
So
No,
is
it
he
was-
an assassin rogue as well? Or he's just got that feat?
He was an assassin
top of-
rogue as well.
So on top
And
of the
he had that
assassinate
feat.
feat, he's got trained assassin.
Yeah, so he didn't. So that he basically had two different assassinate options.
Yeah.
One, the one that Dave was thinking about during
Yeah.
the episode.
Yeah, yeah.
This other one was just assassinate, where he gets a certain plus to hit. Then he only needs advantage on it, and it's just boom, done.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That changes things. I did not know about that.
So that trained assassin. I think
that
it's
fear
a
spell
homebrew
is
feat,
really
if I'm
good though. If
totally
anyone else
honest.
can learn that, we need that. That's a
Yeah.
fucking good spell, that.
Yeah,
It really took
fear
me
was
out for about
epic
6
today.
rounds.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because again, there were a number of times when it was like, right, it can come in now. You can do you can't do what you were planning to do, and just
It's a war.
Because luckily, I was at the back of the temple. If I was at the front, I'd have just kept going down the stairs, further away, and I never would have got to make a wisdom saving throw. So I never would have been in the fight.
Well, no, technically you'd have got so far down the stairs and you'd have been out of line of sight
Yeah.
because you'd have been down and you can only see so
that's
far
true.
down on angles. So yeah,
That is nuts.
but yeah, his DC was 21 as well. So I think for you, for wisdom, that would have had to been a natural 20. You'd have never have got there.
No, I would not.
21.
Jesus.
So you dealt enough damage to him, and he went, "No, fuck this! I'm getting out of here," and died anyway.
Good.
Thanks to about 6 natural 20s.
Fucking epic, mate. It was the... Oh, it's so
full.
good.
Literally.
Kirik was MVP until Lander turned up.
But it was like it's like dice gods actually exist.
Yeah.
Because shit hit the
Ironically-
fan and everything was going tits up, and then Ander just literally like 6 arrows, natural 20s, job done. Pff, everyone's
Clutch.
dead. We're all good.
And I forgot to roll critical on some of those sneak attacks, so I
attacks.
probably would have killed him sooner. But, you know, I did anyway. Made it more dramatic.
Yes, all good.
Cinematic
I'm
experience.
kind of just
Fuck me.
I'm kind of just really looking forward to like what this is going to do to Ender and Bothrid. Like Bothrid is never going to leave anyone alone ever again.
No.
Like he's
No.
going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
But also,
And Ender
what
as well.
I was about to say, what
Yeah.
the emotional trauma is going to catapult and roller coaster Ander all over the place.
Well, Ander has now seen his father be murdered by the Eladrin, and 2 of his friends die at the hands of the Eladrin.
yep.
But I did kill him.
Yeah,
You
but
did kill him, but does
for-
that take the pain away?
Also, he's the puppet.
It's kind of one of them things, right? Because he raised Ander for a bit, so technically he has killed a father figure, even though he killed his biological father. So Ander
Yeah.
remembers that. So he's got the trauma of that, but not really necessarily an emotional connection to his father as necessarily. He remembers the family and being with him, but his emotional connection to fatherhood was the Eladrin for a time. He then betrayed him, so he's being betrayed by a loved one. That's trauma. Then he had Johannes. That was more of a mentorship rather than a fatherhood. So yeah, he's had a lot of father figure deaths.
Might explain all the wives, to be honest.
But yeah, that's an interesting one. You know, will that come back to haunt Andrew about actually killing a father figure? You know, in a weird, you know, it was everything I wanted, and it's horrifying to me, sort of, you know, deal.
I don't know where to take it, to be honest. I don't know whether he will actually feel relieved. It'll give him closure, and it'll help him move on to the actual. He's no longer distracted by that now, or will it actually traumatize him for a bit, and he'll actually be more distracted? I don't know which way to take it.
It's
figure it out.
Yeah.
The biggest trauma would be if you two don't come back. I think if you two come back, it justifies what he did to kill the Eladrin. But if you two don't come back, he sacrificed you to kill the Eladrin. If that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
That's super interesting as well.
Yeah.
So it depends what happens with you two, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because I think this is the first time that Kirik and Dargon have truly died as well.
Yes. Second time for Kirik. Kirik actually died with the red caps like a day ago.
The red caps, and there was a wish spell. Yeah, so Kirik's not had a good couple of weeks.
No.
So not had a good
Yeah,
day
the
and a half.
The Feywild isn't great. The Feywild isn't great.
So are you saying you won't be coming back with me next year when I need to come back for my annual magic vaccination?
Well, we'll see if he comes back.
I mean, that's one thing, right? So bring into the fact that of what we all know, there are spells that can bring your player character back if you have the money or the time or the resources or whatever. There are roles, I believe, that do go with some of them, if not all of them. And then you have to bear in mind who are their deities. The Raven Queen is a doozy.
Yeah. So I mean, we do nick. I do nick a leaf straight or a page straight on Matt Mercer's playbook when it comes to resurrections, because not all DMs will make you roll for stuff. But I absolutely do, because I love that dynamic. He's done brilliantly with that. Adding extra elements to that, do they get resurrected or not, and making sure the DC goes up every time they die.
Plus, the soul needs to be willing.
Yes,
the soul needs to be willing.
Well, Kirik found his inner peace now, and he wants to stay dead. Is that what he's saying?
Don't know. Depends what happens. When whatever happens.
I've had enough of you. I've had enough of these guys actually thinking about it.
Yeah. I get pulled into a world I didn't want to be at, and I just death for months. I'm out of here.
Technically, Kirik wanted to find Nylin. He fucking found it.
He fucking did. Yeah.
He did want to come to the Feywild, that's for sure. He wanted to go north.
Yeah, there is that.
That will be his first words if he comes back. I wanted to go north.
To go to the mountains.
And fight a dragon instead.
I'm hoping both of your first words are I forgive you, otherwise it's not going to go very well for me.
That is interesting. And yeah, the fact that
Can I just say, though, the music at the end there, Dave, it was so on point.
Cheers.
So on point.
Very somber. Very somber.
Well, it's called Sorrow in my little button presser here.
There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
I've got Morn if none of us come back, so...
Look forward to that
As a little peek behind the curtain, Matt, another wish I was toying with was, instead of the anti-magic dome, I was going to wish that the power granted to the Eladrin, or to Theogodin the Eladrin, be permanently and irreversibly removed. How would you have played that out?
Bum, bum, bum.
Now that would have been fun. How would I have played that out?
Because that's well worded from Danny in the fact that, as we anticipated, he was a warlock, therefore it's not his power necessarily.
Yeah, so permanently and irrevocably removed.
Irreversibly.
irreversibly, basically he would have become a level 5 rogue.
Wow.
Just with a bunch of hit points.
He still could have assassinated us,
Level
though.
5 rogue.
Because I was toying
else.
with that, but then I was like, oh, if I word it wrong on the day or something like that. But then the reason we landed on the dome, I suppose, was actually helpful because he had the knight as well, and it was part of it'll stop the sword being the sword.
Yep. Well, you also stopped
like
basically the executioner's sword that the Infernal Knight was attacking. It's the Infernal Knight, for anybody that wants to use it that's out there looking, is in Kobold Press creature, whatever it's called. Their version of the Monster Manual. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me right now. But yeah, I will quickly dig out the page number. Codex.
Assuming that was that it was going to nick Kirik's soul or something, or it felt like that it was trying to do something extra after death.
Yes, it's got an ability called Reeve Soul.
Oh dear me!
Good.
Nice.
And it basically makes 2 attacks per turn, so it could do 2 of the Greatsword attacks or 2 of those Hellfire bolts. However, it could replace one of those attacks with this Reeve Soul ability. It is a recharge ability, so it has to still attempt it. It's not like an instant, but that's what it tried to do on Kirik and failed. But because I then rolled to hit and it hit. There was no way it was not going to hit. It's got a plus 10 to hit with that.
Yeah. I was also trying to work out.
Sorry, plus 12.
My AC was a 17 at that point.
Yeah, that's
but you also
on advantage.
I suppose you still would have had to make the con saving throw anyway. But it didn't matter because that ability didn't work.
The main thing I didn't anticipate actually with the spell, I twigged as I was saying it would affect my weapon. I forgot about your armor and your AC and all of that.
Armor, the shields themselves, which give like plus something. They just
I didn't
went to
think
be
it would
normal
affect
shields.
Timiel's Wrath though, to be honest, because I thought it was sentient rather than magic. But is that still has magical properties? I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, still a magical item. It was interesting. I was looking at the mithril plate and I was like, that's inherently just a material, so I don't think that changes. And I was also looking at the armor, my shield, and I was like, it's a +2 shield. Is that because?
So the +2 is a magic bonus.
+2 to armor, sorry. As in...
Yeah, the +2 is a magic bonus.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just a normal shield.
So my shield wouldn't have given me anything then? Literally.
No, normal shield gives you +2.
Yeah.
So I would have. So actually, my armor wouldn't have changed. My armor class wouldn't have changed.
Probably not.
Nice.
Your shield has got magical abilities as opposed to being
magical
a magic
abilities,
plus,
but it gave me a +2 on the AC. Simply having
so
that
it's still
shield.
a +2 on your AC.
Yeah. So I was looking, going, actually, my AC hasn't changed, which is weird.
Because mithril is just the way it's manufactured.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting, but again, didn't come around to that. But yeah, damn, that was.
This has actually been a little bit of a test of your abilities as well for me as to how much the party can take, and holy shit, can you guys take a lot?
I liked getting.
There was a few healings.
I liked getting Kirik back up. I was finally glad that I was able to actually use that as intended. As in, there is a party member down. My bonus action is to get them back up, and then I crack on. And it's the first time I've got to use that properly.
And we weren't in full strength either.
No. I was
actually, yeah, we started
on
full hit
nothing.
points.
Yeah, I did. I was like 50 hit points down when we started.
You're also a member of the party down. Bothrid wasn't there.
Yeah.
So.
And Kirik
down
had
for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Kirik had 1 5th level left, 1 4th level left, and 1 3rd level, which he wasn't using because he was saving for Revivify, which didn't work.
I thought when you had 1 hit point left when you used Relentless, what's the
Endurance.
one?
Relentless
to get yourself back up to 1 hit point. After that, you said something. I can't remember what you said now. But I thought that was then going to lead to you dimensioning Doran out of there. Because it was before I'd done the anti-magic shield. I thought you were just going to...
You already dimension doored though, hadn't you? You'd used that in the fight against Draco. You had got up to the top of the fissure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't have used it again.
It was literally half a day ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am surprised the hand axe didn't come out as well today.
It was a bonus action, and just swap them out, which was a bonus action also to use it. So a bonus action to get it out, then a bonus action to Misty Step. I couldn't have done it in the same term. So I thought about it, and I was trying to get to that time when I was running up to him. Tried to, couldn't do it, and that was a decent problem there. And yeah, I'm glad of using the Ring of Ice because hitting both of them was good. it was a decent amount of damage, although I believe that the knight only took a quarter of it, but still it was a good run. However,
so the knight's damage resistances were cold,
yeah,
and then bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered, but it lost that when the anti-magic field done, because it loses all those magical abilities.
What was the purple aura protecting the Eladrin?
Mage armor.
Oh.
Took its AC up to 18.
I need to buy some of that from Mephisto.
No,
Mage
armor's a spell. I didn't know Warlock's
right.
got that.
Just because I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at that. Oh, is that a rogue ability?
So, yeah, mage armor. That was a pact ability.
Oh, pact ability.
It was an Eldritch Invocation.
Armor Shadows, I think it was called, or something like that.
Something like that. Let me quickly. Warlock all the way down.
Yeah, you get.
Yes, Armor of Shadows. You can cast Mage Armor on yourself at will without expanding a spell slot or using material components. Literally just touching himself as he does. So his Eldritch Invocations were Beguiling Influence, which he didn't need to use, so proficiency in Deception and Persuasion. Oh, he did use Deception right at the beginning. Was he going to let you go? Was he? Fuck.
Yeah.
No.
Agonizing Blast. So his Eldritch Blast got plus 7.
What's his Deception bonus?
His Deception is plus 19.
Yeah.
Plus 19?
Yeah.
He probably has expertise. Because rogues.
He's also got bonus.
I suppose
to
he's a high level
anyway.
I'm plus 11 now.
Agonizing Blast, which is a plus 7 to the Eldritch Blast ones. You were so lucky there. Can we just point out the fact that fucking 4 Eldritch Blast bolts and only 1 hit?
One of them hit. And it was a low roll, a low damage roll as well.
He's still dead.
Well, could have been dead earlier. Sooner. So Armor of Shadows, which was Mage Armor. Mire the Mind, so could have cast Slow using a Warlock spell slot. Didn't need to. An Eldritch Mind, which gave him his advantage on con saving throws to maintain concentration. As well as then Bewitching Whispers. So he could have cast Compulsion, and I had a real moment of do I cast Fear or Compulsion, and figured Fear would be better.
It took me out. It took me out for ages.
Yeah. We were down one essentially.
Pact of the Tome Warlock.
Yes.
Yes, a bunch of other spells.
Do you know what else I was... It's turned into an episode of me talking about the Wish spell again. Do you know what else I was going to use the Wish spell on? But didn't, and I went for the anti-dome thing. I was going to cast Feeble Mind.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
We thought about that, and we talked about that because it's the most powerful spell I've seen used. My only concern, and somehow clearly rightly pointed out, the DC for it would have only been 15 from my DC save, and he'd have made that easy.
So it's
intelligence save.
Intelligence save. Yeah.
So only got a +1 to his intelligence.
Oh fuck me! Jesus!
We didn't want to use anything that he could potentially get out of.
Yeah.
So just carrying on your Wish spell, just to point out that you did cast it at the right time. So his 7th level Mystic Arcanum, Plane Shift. He had just used a turn to get the sword.
Yeah.
You used your wish spell. He was just about to use his next turn to fuck off.
Wow.
That is...
You want to talk about clutch?
Oh,
And
oh,
yeah, wow.
oh, the
What a
jade
week to
level
bow
on
out
that.
on, mate. It seems you're fucking off for a week.
That's
Yeah, that was...
Oh, that's made me so happy. Because I actually, as me, I felt a bit guilty that you two have died, but it was totally worth it now.
We knew
Yeah,
he was.
I mean, he was dead.
We knew he was trying to get away. So yeah, I mean, I was fully expecting that to happen. Where was he going though? Because we kept thinking he was going here.
Why?
He also
why did
didn't
he...
use one ability that I had planned for him, but it just the moment didn't arise. That ability probably would have been the end of it all, but just no point in using it throughout that fight. And then you cast the anti-magic thing, and it was just like, I can't do it anyway now.
Yep,
That was it.
that's the thing.
Wow.
I think it was
justify that
actually,
spell, mate.
it wasn't my idea to do the anti-magic dome, and I can't remember who it was, but kudos to you.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and I think we were just like, oh, we could just like make this area like not magical again, because like. But yeah, at the time we thought it was just going to be him, but then when he summoned the second player, we were like, oh,
Shit.
a second player, evidently just like melee based, because our whole our whole discussion was like, oh, if he's a warlock, which was what we thought he was, we didn't account for the rogue. As soon as you said steady aim, we were like, rogue
What?
warlock? Question mark.
The
But
what
yeah.
is good though is you can use
he's meant
steady
to be
aim,
a
which you did on melee weapons as well, so it's brilliant.
I mean, the point is, I think, Andy, you just forgot your backstory at that point, because he trained you in being a rogue.
Yeah, as soon as you like said stuff like that, I was like, yeah, it makes sense that he is. Yeah, because where did Ander get his rogue stuff?
So he started with the Eladrin, and then Johannes, being the badass bastard he is.
Yes.
Well, there's a certain irony with Dargon trying to swear off the magic that he's not got from his deity, and dies in an anti-magic cone. So, dome.
You're in
just
Warlock
this.
hell.
Hey, if you come back now, this can be the event that
Changes it all.
him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of events that can happen right now. So
Yeah.
if you've got ideas for your characters, guys,
This could be
now's
your
probably the
Tasha's
moment.
fork in the road.
Do I ever?
Absolutely.
It could be that
Anders
you,
had his.
yeah.
You you've had
Tasha's
yours
fork in
now,
the
if you
road
did.
of could be
Not
so
to
many.
mention that. Not to mention that at the time of this recording, in about half an hour, the new book's going to get released. So and that's just filled with undead stuff. So who knows? Like,
I'm so looking forward to that. Although I think I'm more looking forward to the one after, because we know that's going to be Fae based.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, but we don't want to go back into the Feywild, so
You may not.
No.
I certainly do. Love the Feywild. My favourite
It's
realms, planes.
That's
ever.
why Matt made Ander make the Blood Oath, so we have to go back once a year, so Matt gets to wreak havoc in the Feywild once a year.
It's not
At least.
actually. It's because Ander decided to cast a 7th, 8th level spell or something like that, which he never knew and fucked himself over.
That doesn't sound like him.
Not him casting a wish.
I'm just going to
casting
copy
two
this
wish
spell
spells
and
in
try
like
and channel whatever magic
2
I've
days.
got, and then succeed on the impossible saving throw.
Yeah. How long am I going to have my -4 to strength?
it's a week,
So
isn't
with
it?
that, the wish spell is, I think it's 2d4.
I could barely hold my own willy to piss at this point.
Oh, that's also
Not
a
that heavy,
point.
mate.
I think you also need to
2d4.
roll to see if you can ever cast it again.
Yeah.
No,
Not-
I've used 2 swishes.
Yes, but
There is a 33% chance that you're unable to cast wish ever again. Please roll me a d100.
Because you could technically
and
still get that.
We're going to do this on Malt Magic and More right now.
Actually going to roll dice on Malt Magic and More.
Goodness.
68.
Okay.
You are fine. So if you ever get the
What do I
ability
need
to
to get?
again,
I don't really get. I don't really get.
If you roll 33 or lower, you can never cast Wish again, ever.
Oh,
and it is an ability you can learn as a bard.
Has anybody still got those deck of many things? We'll have another bash on them.
Well, technically, well, no, I suppose they're back now. But with the anti-magic,
I can't remember.
They were in Kirik's bag of. They were in Kirik's handy haversack.
Yep. So
they were gone for a moment.
But they are back.
I'll forget at one point and try and play Go Fish with them, and just be like, oh shit.
Fuck. There's still a lot of the original pull that we've not done yet. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now the Eladrin's out of the way, we can focus on the actual our mission now. And then we've only got the distractions of the vampires, Zapinia, and a fiend somewhere.
Only, and the fact that two of your friends are dead.
Yeah.
And the Stillman, who's on a murderous rampage.
And the fact that the Eladrin was Loki, and now we get Thanos. So
yeah.
Somewhere in the Dark City, the fiend is just picking up a sword and saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah.
And then
I'll do it myself.
Can you love that image?
Or
love it.
It could be like Darkseid in Justice League, and he goes, "We'll do it in the old ways," and he just picks up his sword.
Yes.
And how good was that? Has anybody seen that? Apparently, Snyder's written parts 2 and 3.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Warner Brothers, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Well, they're kicking off about the Green Lantern scene that they want to see as well.
Yeah, but it should have been in there. Everybody knows it should have been there. Ryan Reynolds himself knows it should have been in there.
But they're doing it in the Green Lantern series, aren't they? We're going off topic now.
This is all within the nerdistry of everything else. It's all good.
HBO Max are doing a Green Lantern show.
Yeah, but is Snyder running it?
No.
Probably not.
If Snyder's not running it... if Snyder's got, Feige-level control of the DC universe, then it's not going anywhere.
But they're doing the... Guy Gardner? Is it Guy Gardner? The ginger
he's one of them.
Green Lantern. The one who's the badass one, who's a bit more like John Walker, Captain America style. A bit US agent. He doesn't mind fucking people up. Him.
Christ. I didn't even know that.
So
I've just been watching Jupiter's Legacy, to be honest, which is pretty cool.
I've added it to my list, but I haven't started it yet. I started watching Shadow and Bone instead.
It's good. It challenges me. Being a Superman fan, it really challenges me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you'll see why when you watch.
Did you not finish your wank? Is that what it was?
No.
Challenge accepted.
It wasn't Henry Cavill,
unless
so absolutely not.
Unless it's Henry Cavill's face, you can't finish.
Let's be fair, specimen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd have that body.
And the fact that he probably knows more about D&D than we'll ever know. And can build a PC from scratch.
Imagine that guy. Can you just imagine Vin Diesel, Joe Manganiello, or however you pronounce his last name, Henry Cavill, and whoever else playing D&D together? That would be insane.
I would never feel more inadequate as a human in a room.
The thing is, I mean...
Which way up do my dice go?
Is a Vin Diesel film, which is based on his D&D character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Manganiello, I can never pronounce his last name. Deathstroke has a basement room dedicated to D&D, and his character is actually in one of the source books.
Yeah.
Yep. Descent to Avernus.
I think it's The Rise of Tiamat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Descent to Avernus is the one that he's in.
A Descent into Avernus, is it? Yeah.
Because he's got... Yeah, he goes there with an item.
Post hand.
Yes, post hand.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's business. And he's in
what
there.
Scene?
Yeah.
Nuts.
Boy, oh boy, we have stuff to think about.
We have a lot of stuff to think about. So, well, I tell you what, on that note, because we have a lot to think about and a lot to discuss.
Before we do that, Dave, don't forget, everyone, 7:30 next week, 7:30 p.m. Monday night. That's when we're kicking off next week. So, join us
I
then.
won't be there.
Danny Ander will not be there, so we will have to see what happens and whether we have a special guest.
I'll be in a period of mourning.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yep.
Right then.
All right then.
Guys, thank you ever so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you have enjoyed our campaign as well, especially this week. My God, have we left ourselves on a very emotional cliffhanger. What are we going to do next? What are two characters going to do? What's the third character going to go through with it? All very interesting indeed. Thank you very much for tuning in. Love to see you next week at 7:30 for our live stream. You can find all of our videos on YouTube in the same week that we stream, but we love to see you on Twitch 7:30 from now on. Thank you very much and have a good evening.